Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to Phenonomics series. See, finance and economics, they both are very important subjects for the regulatory bodies exam. And yes, it can be troublesome to understand the topics and terminologies of both finance and economics. And that's why we have started this initiative of Phenonomics series where we will be bringing the topics and terminologies of both finance and economics in a very simplified manner, so that you can have the better clarity of the topics, as well as we will try to upgrade your understanding of the topics. So in this session especially, we have brought who benefits from inflation. There are categories that actually benefit from inflation. But we will start with what is inflation, and in one simple line you will be able to understand that what is inflation, and after that we will be starting with the categories that actually benefit from inflation. So now, before starting with the session, please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are new to the channel, and join our Telegram channel for the PDF of this session. And you can get the link of the Telegram channel in the description box below. So now, starting with inflation. See, what is the meaning of inflation that we are going to understand? When there is continuous or sustained rise in the prices, then we can say that there is inflation. But if the price of a pen or if a price of a simple top is increasing, then can we say that there is inflation because there is continuous and sustained rise in the price of this pen? No, this is not inflation. Inflation means that when there is continuous or sustained rise in the prices of most of the goods and services of a country. That is, there is continuous or sustained rise in the general price level. That is, the prices of most of the goods and services are rising continuously or in a sustained manner, then it is called inflation. So now I hope you have understood the inflation in a simple line, that there is continuous and sustained rise in the general price level, and that is what we call inflation. The inflation affects the people adversely, because the goods and services have become expensive. The same fruits, the same vegetables, the same pen has become expensive, and the people have to suffer due to that, because they have to buy the goods and services at an expensive rate. So who is the category that actually benefits from inflation? Because inflation seems like a bad effect on the people. So now let's understand that who actually benefits from inflation. So starting with the categories of creditors and debtors, let's see who are the winners, who are the benefiters from inflation, and who are the losers from inflation. Let's understand this with an easy example. Creditors are the one that are giving the loan, okay. Debtors are the one that are taking the loan. So this is an institution X that is giving the loan to the debtor A, let's say, okay. So now this institution has 1 lakh rupees. It has 1 lakh rupees, and this institution can use this 1 lakh rupees to buy the gold, okay. Or it can give the loan to this debtor A, and the institution had thought of taking the interest of 5%. It is a fixed interest, fixed rate interest, and that is 5%. So after 1 year, this is a loan for 1 year. For 1 year, the creditor is giving 1 lakh rupees to this debtor at 5% interest rate, okay. After 1 year, what the debtor has to do? The debtor has to return this money. That is, the debtor has to return 1,05,000 to the creditor. This is the whole system, okay, that how the banks or how the institutions are giving the loan to the debtors. Now let's say the debtor has bought the gold. The debtor was intelligent and he has taken the loan at a low or at a good interest rate, and the debtor has bought the gold. Now the gold is of 1 lakh, because this is the same gold that the creditor could have bought for the 1 lakh, but the creditor gave the loan instead, and this debtor bought this loan of 1 lakh. Now after 1 year, what happened, that in this 1 year process there is the 10% inflation that is coming in the economy. That is, the general price level, the most of the goods and services, the prices are rising by 10%, and so the gold prices also increased to 1,10,000. So now after 1 year, the debtor has the gold that is worth 1,10,000 and the debtor has to give 1,05,000 to the creditor. Can the creditor now buy the gold, the same gold with this money? No, he cannot. From this concept, here comes the benefiter or the loser of inflation or due to inflation. So this debtor is a benefiter from inflation and the creditor is the loser from inflation. How is it so? So the value of money. Here comes the concept of value of money. When the debtor took the loan, the value of money was high. 1 lakh rupees was able to buy this gold. But now when the debtor is paying back the loan, the value of money has decreased. Because even a higher number of money, even a higher quantity of money is not able to buy the same gold. So the creditor has lost. The creditor could have bought the gold from 1 lakh, but now he will not be able to have the gold with this money. With this 1,05,000, he will not be able to have the gold. So the value of money has decreased because after a year due to inflation, the value of money has decreased. With the same amount, you are not able to buy the goods and services that was available to you before. And the debtor has benefited. Why? Because the debtor is giving the money that has lower value. The debtor has taken the money when the money has higher value and the debtor is giving back the money when the money has lower value. So actually the debtor has benefited. Okay, because the 10,000 it has gained and it is only giving back 5,000. So you can understand that the debtor has actually benefited. Okay. So now let's understand. I hope you have understood this very clearly. Let's see this. That inflation. Let me clear this off. Inflation redistributes the wealth from the creditors to the debtors. Okay, so the redistribution of wealth is happening from the creditor because creditor is the one that had the money. Now the debtor is the one that has more value, that increased the value of the money and that kept the higher value. The higher value it has kept in the form of gold. And now it is giving back the creditor the money that has lower value. Okay, so the debtor has kept the higher value of money that is in the form of gold and the debtor is giving back the money that has lower value. So this has redistributed the wealth from the creditors to the debtors. Lenders has suffered from this trade or this kind of loan the creditor has suffered from and the borrowers have benefited from inflation. Okay, so due to inflation the creditor is losing because the value of money has been lost. Now the creditor that is getting 1,05,000 rupees, he cannot have this gold that he could have before or any of the stuff. The bank would have used this money to buy a new factory, to buy a new machinery, to buy a new computer. Now all of those prices have increased and with this same money the creditor cannot buy any of those stuff. So the creditor could have bought a new factory, the creditor could have bought a new machinery, a new area, the creditor could have bought a new car, but from the same money the value of money has decreased. So with the same money he cannot buy the such stuff because the price of all these stuffs has increased. So the money that is available with him, the value of money was higher before, the value of money has decreased and with the same money he cannot buy the stuff he could have bought before, the goods and services that he could have bought before, and that's why the creditor is the loser and the debtor has saved the value of money by investing it in a physical good. Okay, so I hope you have understood that who is the benefiter, who is the loser. Now coming to the businessman. Now the businessman is a benefiter. How? Because now let's say the businessman is a producer and he had inventories of stock. He has already stocked this pen when the pen was 20 rupees. He had the stock of 100 of such kind of pen. Now the price of this pen increased from 20 rupees to 30 rupees. So now with the same 100 pens, he will be able to get how much? He will be able to get 3,000 instead of 2,000. Now the cost of this product was 10 rupees, let's say. So the cost is same because he has already produced it before, and so he's just selling his inventory, he's just selling his stock that he has already produced at a higher price. So that's why he's getting higher profits. As well as see what happens that first of all the profits are equal to the price minus the cost. So let's say this is the profit per unit. Okay, per unit what is being produced. So the profit per unit, the price per unit, and the cost per unit. So usually what happens that the costs are lagging. The production costs are lagging. The wages do not increase very fast because the contracts have already been signed, like I will get paid 30,000 or 40,000 or 50,000. The contract has already been written. So the contract is usually for 2 years, 3 years. So the wages rise very slowly while the prices, so wages are a cost of production because the firm has to pay to the worker now. So the cost of production lag behind and they usually remain constant for a long period of time. So the costs are not changing but the prices are rising. So you can understand that the profits of the producers, of the businessmen will actually rise. Now coming to the second kind of businessmen that trade in the real estate. So now let's say I have bought 1,000 square feet of land or a lot of land I have bought. And now I see that the price, the inflation is there, the prices are rising very fast. So the land that I have bought for 1 crore, now that same land is for, I'm selling it for 1.5 crore. Or this land is worth higher and higher now. So you can understand the real estate people also benefit, and usually the prices of real estate rises faster than the prices of the other commodities. So they benefit in a very fast manner. So the businessmen are benefiting because the profits are rising very fast. The real estate holders are benefiting because the real estate of theirs is the prices of that is also rising very fast in comparison to the other goods. So now coming to the wage earners. The wage earners, what happens with that? We have already discussed it in brief. That is the salary earners or the salaried people. The wages in your houses also, you must have seen that there are your mother or your father is working. They are getting the salaries, and usually the salary do not rise very fast. It usually take a year or some few months to increase the salary. Okay, the prices are rising very fast. There is inflation. The inflation went to 7.79% recently. The inflation from January 22, the inflation is higher than 6%. But how many of us has got the raise in the salaries? So the salary earners are the ones that suffer the most from the inflation because their salaries do not rise very fast. So they are the fixed income group that have the fixed income and they suffer the most from inflation because their salaries are the same. They are earning 10,000. From this 10,000 they were able to get 100 quantities before of any good, let's say. But now from this 10,000 they will be able to get only 50 quantities, let's say, if the prices have doubled. So let's say this person was getting 100 rupees and he was able to buy 10 pen of 10 rupees. But now this pen has become, the price of the pen has increased to 20 rupees. So now the person from this same income, from the income of 100 rupees, he will be only able to buy the 5 pen, the 5 fruit, the 5 vegetables. So when the prices increases, the quantity decreases. That is, the value of money has decreased because the same money, the same income can buy lesser quantities. Okay, that was available before. Okay. So the value of money has decreased. That means the quantity that I could have bought before, that was available to me before, I am not able to buy it now when the inflation is there, when the value of money has decreased. Okay. So the salary earners, the fixed income group are the one that suffers the most. The pension earners also come in that, like let's say your grandfather or your grandmother, she is getting a pension of 10,000, 20,000. So to increase that pension, it usually takes a lot of time because the government is involved, the higher authorities are involved. So if the person is getting the pension of 10,000, it will remain the same for at least a period of time, for 1 year, for 2 years. But the inflation is going on. For past 8 months, the inflation is higher than 6%. So you can understand, but the pension is same, 10,000 only. From this 10,000, let's say they were able to buy 100 quantities of 10 rupees. But now the prices has increased to 20. So now they will be only able to buy the 50 quantities. So that is their consumption of the fruit, their consumption of the vegetables have to reduce, because with the same income, with the same fixed income, they can buy lesser amount. So the value of money has decreased, because with the same money they are able to buy less quantity. So this is the meaning of the value of money. We can say the inflation, how the inflation is affecting the wage earners or the fixed income group. So now coming to the exports of our country, they also suffer from inflation, because what happens that the prices of our exports are increasing, the prices of our potatoes, the prices of our onions are increasing. So why the foreigners will buy from us? They will find a third world country, they will find the other developing country that can sell the potatoes, that can sell the onions at a cheaper rate. So the exporters of our country will also suffer, because the inflation is there in our country, because the prices are rising very fast in our country. This is the question that I hope you can easily answer now. This is the other question. I hope you will be able to answer that, how the inflation is the state in which what happens to the value of money. So thank you very much. If you have any query, you can mail us here. You can contact us through this number. Thank you very much, everyone.